Hello, guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. We're back for another stream. Um, it is the Kneejerk reaction stream, as always, on a Sunday evening. We hope everyone's doing well. How you doing, Jordan? What is up?
Yeah, I'm very good. This weekend, it's been, I'd say, a bit of a series of unfortunate events, I think, for double game week players, as we've obviously seen. But obviously, we'll talk about that. Sorry, in this deadline stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a lot to digest.
Yeah, I'll let you get some water. But yeah, it's been a mad game week, I think, definitely for sure. We're going to get into it and talk about double game week 25 because there's some positives and there's definitely some negatives so far as well with our team. So let's kick it off with my team, as you guys can see on the screen. Let's start off with the goalie, Dubravka. I didn't watch the Newcastle game, but Newcastle did. They lost, didn't they? Or did they win? I can't remember. Sorry. They did draw in the end. It was 2-2, wasn't it? They managed to get a last minute. Matt Ritchie got the equalizer last minute. So yeah, 2-2, disappointing. I didn't expect a clean sheet for Newcastle. Their defense has been pretty shoddy to say the least recently, and obviously they've got a lot of injuries, so that's expected from Newcastle conceding 2 against Bournemouth at home as well. By the way, they are usually quite strong at home, but I don't think anyone was surprised with this. Moving into the back three, Gabriel, another clean sheet for him. Glad I played him this week. It was pretty much a banker. If you had him, I think, and I was confident he'd get a clean sheet. And obviously Arsenal won 5-0 in the end, big score. And yeah, Gabriel comes away with a 6-pointer. Doughty, obviously he just finished playing right now, and yeah, look, Man United did win. Man United started off pretty quick, got 2 early goals, and then they were looking good, but Luton kind of fought back. They did well to stay in the game. They had a few chances themselves, hitting a crossbar as well right at the end. Man United has some chances as well on counter attacks, but they should have had a couple more. So it was a bit of a end-to-end game. Could have been a lot more goals, but yeah, Doughty concedes a goal. Unfortunately, he only ends up with a 1-pointer. Ake, again, nothing to really shout about. Chelsea did actually keep they kept Man City to a 1-1 draw, which a lot of us didn't really see coming. Man City weren't great. They had chances though. Haaland, will come on to him. He had enough chances to score a goal. Definitely that one of the headers, he definitely should have scored that, which was surprisingly, did it. Obviously, Raheem Sterling scores and wipes a clean sheet for Man City, and that is another big result in terms of the title race as well. Moving into the midfield 4, Saka, again, brilliant, gets 2 goals, a couple of bonus points in there as well, I believe, so that was nice to see. Comes away with a 15-pointer. So Saka is doing really well now, and that's kind of back-to-back game weeks now where he's returned big. So yeah, can't really complain too much there. Picked up a yellow card as well, so could have had 16 points. Richarlison, however, on the other hand, Spurs lost, which a lot of us maybe didn't see coming against Wolves. Richarlison played 70 minutes only and came off after that, after his blank, which was quite unfortunate. But he's got a blank game week next week as well, so I really regret not doing the KDB transfer now, which I probably should have done it. As you guys know, the ones that watched the deadline stream, I was very close to taking him out to bring in KDB and Bradley. Obviously, Liverpool conceded anyway, and KDB blanked, so I didn't miss out too much. They do have a second game coming up. Jota, where do we start with him? This one's very unfortunate. Obviously, Liverpool playing against Brentford. Jota, lovely assist for Lowland and Watcher. Very smart, the way he just headed it to Darwin, and Darwin's through and in with an emphatic finish. But yeah, Jota came off just near the end of the first half, I believe, after what looked like rumored to be a PCL injury, which, if confirmed, if he needs surgery, that will rule him out for the entire season, which is a massive blow because ever since coming back into the team, he's got a goal or an assist in every game except the Arsenal one. He's been excellent. As you guys know, he's been a very popular choice in FPL as well. His ownership, Jota's ownership is 21% at the moment. That's probably going to drop, obviously, going forward, as a lot of managers will be transferring him out because it looks like he could have a serious injury. Hopefully, nothing's confirmed. He's not out for too long, but he will be a big blow for Liverpool. And he did pick up an assist, and he's most definitely going to miss that Luton fixture as well. So he's got a single game week now. Foden, on the other hand, did blank. I was a bit disappointed to see the way Man City played in terms of Foden's role. Foden out wide, I just don't think he's as good. I think Foden down the middle, definitely more threatening and more involved. And I think Pep needs to change that again and go back to playing Foden down the middle. But I know KDB's there. I just think Foden has to play down the middle. He's a lot more effective. And obviously he comes away with a blank in that game. Up front, Watkins again. What's there to say about Watkins? Gets another 2 goals. Excellent performance from him. Also picked up the 3 bonus points in Aston Villa's 2-1 away win against Fulham, which was big. And Watkins isn't going anywhere from my team, I don't think. He's got Nottingham Forest and Luton next. Definitely want to keep him for those games, and he carries on his form. Moving on to Darwin, again, another great double that I had. And again, it's very unlucky. For those like non-owners, I know you, Jordan, didn't have any Liverpool attack. I think you massively got away with one, because if them two played both the doubles, I don't know what the damage could have been. I think people that didn't have the Liverpool assets, I think they've been let off lightly, because Darwin looked very good. Jota was looking good. Liverpool ended up scoring about 4 goals, and obviously they were off the pitch. So, yeah, whoever didn't see Darwin's finish, it was a great finish, great goal. 1-on-1 with a goalie. I'm thinking, what's he going to do? And he ends up chipping the goalie. So, yeah, it was nice. However, Darwin also went off, and apparently he was complaining about he felt something on his muscles. So Klopp didn't want to risk it. I take it, and took him off. Apparently he had a scan as well. So we'll have to wait and see if he plays Luton. There is still a chance, maybe 50-50 he plays against Luton, but I've seen rumours that he might not play Luton. So again, we don't know what the situation is with Darwin, and I'm just praying that he's fit, because otherwise I'll have no Liverpool player that doubles, because Jota's not going to play. So yeah, we'll have to see with Darwin. And then in regards to Haaland, he had an XG of 1.83, I believe, against Chelsea. He didn't score. He missed a glaring chance with the header that he should have really buried. He normally does bury those, to be fair. And he had a couple of other shots as well that was blocked. And Chelsea did defend pretty good in the first half, especially. I thought Chelsea played really well first half. Last 20 minutes, Man City looked like they could get a winner, but yeah, this just wasn't clinical enough. And Chelsea sort of rode it out in the end. And yeah, Man City dropped points in that fixture at home as well, which a lot of us didn't see coming. Obviously, he's my triple captain, so he got the 6 points because obviously as my captain. However, he does have Brentford next. Brentford have just conceded 4 goals to Liverpool, and I think especially after that, the way Man City played against Chelsea, I think they'll be bang on it for Brentford, and I do worry for Brentford in that game. I think Man City will, look to put things right, and I think Foden, Haaland, they're going to be. I'm seeing Haaland scoring against Brentford, so we'll have to see what he does. But I expect Man City to come back strong, because they rarely go 2 games with a poor performance in a row. On the bench, there's not really much to say. All blanks. I finally benched Palmer, and he didn't return. Obviously, he got only the 2 points. Came off after like 70 minutes, I think, which I don't know why he came off, because I think after he went off, Chelsea didn't have as much going forward. Areola, 3 points. I think he got a save point. Pedro Porro, we know, is injured. Taylor came on, I believe, for the last 20 minutes. Got nothing, 0-pointer. So all in all, it's a fairly small. I think it's like a 20k green arrow, which I'll take at this stage. That is 58 points for me so far. However, I still have a couple of players left to play. Realistically, I've got 4: Defo, Doughty, Ake, Foden, and Haaland will have another game. Jota, I'm pretty sure, is not going to play against Luton. And Darwin's sort of 50-50. So I could have another 5 more playing players. So game week isn't over yet. We know Man City play Tuesday, and then Liverpool play again on Wednesday. So definitely we're looking out an eye on that, especially for the Liverpool game, to see whether Darwin starts. I think he's the key in terms of like maybe a bit of a lower owned player in my team. So yeah, so far not a great game week, even though it's a green arrow. I'm very disappointed. Like 2 of my doublers basically missing. They're gonna miss a full half of football, plus maybe another game, especially with Darwin's case. And Salah again, a lot of us were thinking about bringing Salah in. He went and done a madness. Comes on the pitch. I mean, Salah's not a bad replacement if you've got him coming in for Jota, which shows obviously Liverpool's depth they have in attack. But Salah comes in, gets a goal, gets an assist. Maybe could have had another goal. Maybe should have had a hat trick. Really, I think one of the chances he should have buried. I think you messed it up with his right foot. So Salah's going to be on a lot of people's radar again. He looks like he's back to some of his best form. So yeah, we'll see what in regards to Salah going forward. But Salah against Luton at home at Anfield looks like a great option now if you've got Salah.
Yeah, I think this worked out beautifully if you brought in Salah for this game week, which not a lot of people did, as obviously we didn't know if he was going to start, how many minutes he was going to play. But considering he got a goal and assist in his first out of the double fixtures and is probably going to start in the Luton home one, it's worked out beautifully for those who have brought Salah in instead of bringing in, let's say, a Jota instead. Because now Jota out and potentially Darwin out as well, it just leaves Salah really as the lone asset to really get the points for your team.
Yeah, also I've seen some rumours as well in social media. Obviously, nothing is confirmed, but Salah apparently felt something as well. So with the final on Sunday, because Liverpool play Chelsea, there's even rumours thinking is Salah going to get a bit of a benching again against Luton and not risked, because Salah wasn't expected to play that many minutes. He only came on at the end of the day because Jota was injured. Salah was probably expected to get around 20 minutes in that Brentford game, but he had to play a lot more longer than anticipated. Obviously, Liverpool right now, a lot of injuries are building up now, and they don't have much depth anymore in terms of the midfield, especially obviously the attack as well. Jota's a big one. Darwin, Salah, we'll have to see, but yeah, big win for Liverpool, but yeah, it's a couple of injuries now piling up, one too many, I think. So yeah, 58 points, not all out. Couple players left. Hopefully, I can end it on a high. Jordan, let's move on to your team for game week 25. Talk us through how your week's going so far.
Yeah, so far is so good, I think, in terms of the week. So let's start off with Areola in goal. So he didn't get a clean sheet, but neither did my bench keeper Leno. And Areola actually outscored Leno by 2 points. So I'll take that. He did made 6 saves in that game, in that 2-0 loss to Nottingham Forest, which gave him the extra 2 points on tops, even though he lost a point from the goals he conceded. So he ends up on 3 points. He had no clean sheet. I didn't expect one, but I do like Areola for the save points you do get from him, because every point does count at this stage. But moving on to the defense. So, this is infuriating. But let's start off with Estupinian. And I think as an Estupinian owner, and anyone out there who's also an owner, I can feel your frustration right now. But yet again, he was benched, and I saw in that lineup that he was benched for that Sheffield United game, and I was utterly destroyed by the fact he was benched, because Brighton scored 5 goals against the 10 men Sheffield United. And yeah, that foul, obviously for Sheffield, was pretty bad in terms of, was it Holgate?
Yeah, Holgate.
Yeah, Holgate was really bad. But yeah, they were 10 men down in the early start of that first half, and it all just went downhill for Sheffield. Brighton just went full out attack, and Sheffield had barely any possession throughout that whole game. It was pretty much Brighton throughout the whole 90 minutes. And Estupinian only played 10 minutes of that game, or not even that, 9 minutes. He did come around 80 minutes around that time. But yeah, only 1 point from him. And it was a clean sheet there as well. The 3rd clean sheet for Brighton this season. And Estupinian yet again.
Yeah, Estupinian got one in his first game back, remember?
I mean, Brighton's 3rd clean sheet in the whole season.
3rd?
I think they've only had 2 before this one.
Yeah, you're probably right, yeah. I thought he said 1st.
Oh, no, it's the 3rd clean sheet. And Estupinian missed out on that one again as well. So, yeah, it's pretty annoying. I'm not sure what to do with him, really, because I don't know if Zerbi prefers Lamptey and other defenders rather than Estupinian on the pitch. But yeah, let's move on to Ake. So he was the transfer in for me this week, and he only ends up on 2 points. It was quite a tough game, I think, Chelsea gave Man City, considering the last time they played it was 4-4 and ends up 1-1 this time round. So yeah, a much lower score, but no clean sheet for Ake. He does have Brentford at home though, so we have to wait and see what he does in his second fixture. Moving on to the last defender, and that is Gabriel. And yeah, he managed to get his clean sheet in that 5-0 win. So it was expected, I think, Arsenal to get a clean sheet through that game. And yeah, I'm quite happy to obviously play Gabriel. I'm happy he got the clean sheet. And massive win for Arsenal as well. They seem to be blitzing teams now with their high scoring matches. So let's move on to the midfield. So Foden, he blanks again. Rodri was the only goal scorer in that game, and Foden wasn't a part of any of the part of that goal. So only 2 points for him, and he does have Brentford at home next as well. Let's move on to Saka though. Again, Saka another double haul, getting 2 goals, one of them being a penalty, and the other one scored from open play. He got the clean sheet. Even though he got a yellow card in that game, he still got the bonus free to go with it, and only played again only 68 minutes because that game was pretty much game over in the late second half of that match. So yeah, another nice rest for Saka for the next fixture and a nice double haul. Moving on to Richarlison, and yeah, Wolves done it again. Pretty much took Spurs on and they won against a home stadium. And Richarlison only played 70 minutes of that game, with only getting 2 points. So not much action from there. Kulusevski was the only goal scorer for Spurs, and not much action for Richarlison in that game. Now moving on to the next player, and that is Gross, my frustrating Brighton asset. And yeah, I'm quite happy. He did get an assist in the late stages of that game. I think around the 78 minutes, he did get an assist and got the clean sheet point, and he also got a bonus 2 as well, which is quite delightful because I think that pushed me to a green arrow, having these 8 points that I'm not on the bench for once. It's happy to get points for Gross that I'm actually starting him and I'm actually getting something from him. But moving on to the front three, so we've got Haaland, who I'm quite happy that he did blank against Chelsea because anything he gets now from Brentford, I'll say it's not going to be as damaging, I think, now, as I didn't triple captain him. But yeah, I did captain him for this week, and he only got 4 points. He does have Brentford obviously next, but we'll have to wait and see what he does in that. Hopefully not too much. And next we got Tony, who was playing against Man City in that game. He did score the goal, the only goal for Brentford. I think Brentford were not great in that game. I'm actually surprised Tony actually did score. He did have a few chances, half chances, but yeah, it's a massive 6 points from him, especially when he's got Man City next again. So we have to wait and see what he does for that game. But considering he got a goal against Liverpool, I feel like out of the two, Liverpool one was the hardest one to get obviously the return from. So anything now from Tony is a bonus. But moving on to the last player, and that is Watkins. Yeah, again, he's shown that he is irreplaceable in our teams, I think. Another double haul, 13 points, 2 goals, and the bonus 3 on top of that. Aston Villa again, showing their dominance in the Premier League by winning 2-1 against Fulham. And quickly moving on to the bench. So no returns on the bench. So Leno, he wipes. He has a clean sheet wipe. Palmer was silenced against Man City with only 2 points. He did get a yellow card. Brantford plays, I think, tomorrow against Crystal Palace. And Bell, in that horrible mistake at the start of that game, led to him conceding 2 goals against Man United. And he does have Liverpool away next, but I'm quite happy I didn't play Bell. But considering I think Bell will outscore Estepinian anyway. But yeah, out so far this game week, it hasn't been too bad. Obviously 62 points and 4 players left to play in the starting 11. So I'm quite happy with how the game is going so far. I think I'm a bit fortunate, as we've spoken about Liverpool assets being injured and whatnot, because I have none at all. That's quite helped, I think, for the Green Arrow. I don't think it would have been if it wasn't without those Liverpool assets being injured and taken off early. But it is a Green Arrow. I was on 80k, now up to 65k. So it is a small green, but I think it is going to be small and very small, small increases, I think, throughout these game weeks now, as it's going to be really tight to get really high at this stage. But yeah, I'm happy with this game week so far. It isn't over yet. There's still a lot of fun to play, as there is a lot of midweek fixtures for the double game week players.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, we're both on green arrows. There's still a couple of games to go. So we'll have to see, obviously, on Wednesday how it all pans out. But I'm looking forward to some of the games, especially the Liverpool and Man City games coming up. We've got Harry in the chat. Thank God Man United go over the line. Hoyland transfer paid off big time. Yeah, congrats to anyone that went Hoyland. Obviously, he's been on a bit of a goal scoring streak. I think it's like 8 goals in his last 8 games or something.
Yeah, it's a pretty mad result from Hoyland. He could have got a hat trick in that game, but
yeah,
Kaminsky did a really good save on his 1-on-1 with Hoyland.
Yeah, Hoyland would be a buy. The only issue is obviously I preferred bringing in doublers like Darwin, etc., and even Tony because they've got 2 fixtures. But if it was a single game week fixture, Hoyland against Luton was one of those that you could target. And yeah, for those that went there, fair play. Fatality said Red Arrow with 7 double game week players and a triple captain. I assume you don't have Saka. That's why. I think Saka, some people have sold Saka, and obviously he's getting a 15 pointer is big. I mean, the single game week players are outscoring the doublers, really.
Yeah.
But obviously, some of it is unfortunate. Obviously, we've had a couple of injuries in the Liverpool match, where a lot of us had Liverpool attackers in that game.
And even Watkins as well. He was sold out by some of the players as well to fund the moves for Tony and Adebayor.
Yeah, Adebayor obviously getting injured as well. Another striker for the double in the warm up. Darwin is one. Tony did decent, to be fair, getting a goal against Liverpool. Hey guys, how you doing? Got 66 points so far. Yeah, hope you're well, Matthew. 66 points. That should be a green arrow. So yeah, not a bad return so far. Hi lads, 69 points with 8 to play. 9 if Jota plays. Yeah, Jota definitely won't be playing, I don't think. I think he's going to be out for a while, unfortunately. But yeah, 69 with 8 to play is great. You're definitely going to get a green at that rate. And Hwang or Adingra as well, says Patrick. When we will come on to that in a sec about who to bring in a sec, because obviously game week 26, our teams are looking like rubbish, really. A lot of us have blanks and etc. So we'll have to see how our teams do look. And let's pull up my team, actually. This is what my bus team looks like for game week 26. So let's just zoom in for you guys. Bear with me for a sec, guys. Hopefully you guys can see that. So I've got Areola, who I am going to start, who's got Brentford at home. I don't expect a clean sheet there, but Dubravka on the bench has Arsenal away, so I'm definitely not going to play Dubravka this week. So I've got a playing goalkeeper. I've got a back three, all got games, which is nice to see. I've got Gabriel, who's got Newcastle at home. I've got Taylor, who's coming back from his injury. I hope he starts against Palace, or I won't have a starting 11. Then I've got Ake, who's got Bournemouth. In the midfield, as you can see, I've got Foden against Bournemouth, and then Saka, who's got Newcastle. Richarlison and Jota do have blanks, so I'll have to deal with them. And then up front, I've got Darwin, who's got blank, and Watkins, who's got Forest, and Haaland, who's got Bournemouth. So as it stands, I've got 8 players, starting players. So I'm 3 away from a starting 11. And as you can see from my bench, Palmer, Porro, Doughty, all blank as well. So I'm in a bit of a predicament. Unfortunately, I didn't realize in the last stream I'd only have 8 playing players. I assumed for whatever reason I'd have 9 playing players. So I will have to take a -8 this week. And as you guys know, I should have took that -8, this game week in 25 and bought KDB in. Regretfully, I sort of messed that one up. So I am going to have to take a -8 if I want 11 playing players. So what I'm thinking of right now, I'll go back to my transfers. I think Darwin has to go to someone like Solanke. I think that's going to be locked in. I am considering quite a few players in the Richarlison slot. So Richarlison's probably going to go. So not Richarlison yet. Jota has to go. Right. Jota's probably going to go to someone like, I was thinking Bowen. But the way West Ham are playing recently, and Bowen's not scored in his last 7 games. So I'm not keen on Bowen. Bowen was the one I was looking at weeks ago, bringing him in. Fixtures aren't too bad. Brentford, Everton, Burnley, Villa. But the way they're playing right now, I'm not too keen. So I could do something like Douglas Luiz, and go a bit cheap. Fixtures aren't too bad. Forest, Luton, and then Spurs, West Ham, and Wolves. So I could go Douglas Luiz in, and he's obviously very cheap. So for only 5.5 million. So I think I'm probably going to be bringing him in now. And then for Richarlison, I'm thinking of a Wolves player, whether Neto or Huang. I don't know which one. So I had Neto early on in the season when he was doing well before his injury. He got another assist against Tottenham and he looked impressive in that game. He's got Sheffield at home and Sheffield are pretty terrible. So I would want to target that fixture. So it's either Neto or Huang that's going to be coming in. But let's say we go Neto. And then what I could do, I've got 7.9 million as well, so I could go wherever. And I could even play with, if I really wanted, I could just play with 10, and play a 3-4, a 2-4-3, because I only have two defenders, Gabriel Taylor. Sorry, no, Gabriel Taylor and Ake will start, and then I'll have Saka, Luiz, Foden, Neto. Is anyone else? Yeah. That's with the -8 though, right?
Do you think that team covers for that -8?
Possibly. I mean, the main regret I have is not bringing in KDB. I should have done KDB in for a -4, and then I would have been in a position where I will take a minus. I will be taking a -4 this week, but I would have had a double from KDB, and KDB could go big. If KDB blanks against Brentford, then it doesn't really
I think
matter.
you're frozen, Huss.
Am I frozen?
Yeah,
I mean, I look fine on my screen. Can you guys hear me properly?
You're now back.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, so what I was saying is I should have really took a -8, a -4 this game week and bought KDB in, because KDB could pay off through this game week. I know he blanked against Chelsea, but if he goes big, gets like a 10-pointer against Brentford, then I would sort of regret it. But I'm not against taking a -8. If I'm being honest, I'm not against it because I will have to do it. And the players I'm bringing in, Luiz and Neto, they could go big. Neto could go big against Sheffield. The way Sheffield are defending right now, they look one of the worst teams in the league. And then Douglas Luiz, he does get the odd random double-digit haul as well. And he's on penalties as well, which I like. And Forest, Luton, next two aren't too bad. And one positive potentially that could go for me, in a couple of weeks, I could even try bring Salah in. So I could go like Palmer straight to Salah, I believe. I could go Palmer to Salah. Or if I don't want to bring Neto in, I mean, I could do Salah in 27 pretty easily. The funny thing with Salah is, just going back to Salah, Salah's been transferred in by over like 100,000 managers, and he blanks in 26.
Yeah, I saw that when I was looking at the transfer page. I thought that's a bit early on to bring in Salah when he blanks.
So I could bring Salah in for 27. I'll probably roll in 27. No, actually, no. I'll probably bring Salah in. My bad. I keep forgetting this is a blank game week for Liverpool. So yeah, this is what I'll probably do. I'll have to probably take a -8, which isn't too bad considering a lot of other managers have already taken -4s this week, and managers have even taken -8. So I've kind of done it late. I do need KDB to sort of blank, and then he's giving me the money for Salah. So that's what I'm thinking right now, Jordan. To bring out 11, I've got to take a -4. Douglas Luiz, Neto, and those are the guys I'm looking for. And Solanke as well. My bad. And Solanke is probably going to be my captain in game week 28. So that's what I'm looking at.
Yes, that nice double against Sheffield and Luton, I think.
Yeah, that's a nice double. Captain worthy. I'm pretty sure I'm going to captain him that week. And I like the rest of the team. Ake, I'm not big on Ake. I mean, hopefully he can still get some redemption in that second game against Brentford. Maybe keep a clean sheet. But yeah, I'm not sure about Ake longer term. He's not really a good long-term pick. But I will be wildcarding, I guess, soonish. So my team will change drastically. But that's what I'm looking at the moment. Free transfers for next game week. What about you? Because obviously you are, let's see your boss team.
So this is currently what my team looks like for the blank. So we've got Ariel in goal. He's got Brentford at home. Maybe a good fixture for a clean sheet. Who knows? end defense though, we got SGPN. He's got Everton at home. That's a big question mark whether I play him or not. I'm honestly thinking of playing Brantford over him because I'm
I
not
definitely
sure.
would.
Yeah, I'm starting to think now I might as well bench SGPN as Zerbi seems to like benching him now instead of playing him in more matches. But yeah, I have to come to a closer decision with that. But we've got Ake's got Bournemouth away, nice fixture, and we've got Gabriel who has a tough one against Newcastle at home. It's going to be a good game, I think, that one.
I just can't. I just think Arsenal are going to smash him now. I think a couple of
Yeah.
weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago, Newcastle's form right now, I just can't see them getting anything.
Yeah, it has dropped a bit there, Newcastle form, and especially with Newcastle being away and coming to the Emirates, that's going to be a real challenge, especially the way Arsenal are knocking in goals. But in the midfield, we've got Foden, who's got Bournemouth away, and Saka's got Newcastle at home, and Charlton has a blank, and Gross has Everton at home. And up front, we've got Haaland, who's got Bournemouth away. Tony's got West Ham away. I think that's a good fixture for Tony. And Watkins has Nottingham Forest at home. And on the bench, my second goalkeeper is Leno. He's got Man United away. Brantford's got Brighton away. And we've got the two blanks of Palmer and Bell. So, yeah, in terms of my plans for obviously next week for the blank game week, I've only really got to get rid of Richarlison to have a starting 11. So I've preemptively planned, obviously, this move. Let me just switch screens to FPL.team so I can show you a bit more clearly what I really want to do. So yeah, the plan is to take out Richarlison. I do have 2 free transfers because I did roll the one this week. So yeah, I'm taking out Richarlison because he had a blank and bringing in Neto. Yes, Sheffield United at home, and the way Sheffield United played today, I think Neto's going to have a field day in that fixture, or any Wolves asset really would be nice for that game against them. So yeah, it's just one free transfer I think I'm making. I think it's pretty easy and straightforward as long as there's no hiccups like injuries popping up anywhere else. I think that's a pretty straightforward plan for me for the blank game week, because obviously I've got Brantford on the bench. I could play him for Estepinian, who does play against him, and then keep him on the bench. And I think my captain, I think I'll stick it on Haaland for this week. He's got Bournemouth, and maybe play Leno because I do expect Tony to score against Areola. So let's take a little punt on Leno, see if he can hold off Man United. So yeah, that's what my team would probably look like for the blank game week. I'll still have a playing player on the bench, which is Estepinian, but whether he plays or not, it's still a question mark why he didn't play today. I don't know if that's just because of Zerbi's tactical.
Yeah, if I was an Estepinian, then I'd get rid of. He for me, he's been in one of the worst buys if you bought him in that week, because since I think he's played like one start in about 7-8 game weeks. I think he's 100% sell personally.
Yeah, I do want to get rid of him at some point, Estepinian, because he has been a letdown. I'm honest, he has such a high ceiling though when he does play, and I wish he did play against that Sheffield United one, because I really reckon he would haul massively in that game. It's just a shame Zerbi decided to bench him and only give him on 10 minutes. But it's a weird one. It really is a weird one. Zerbi is he's like the new Pep in terms of roulette for his players, but he's tactical at the same time. But yeah, that's kind of what my moves are at the moment. It does leave me with 3.4 million in the bank, and I'll probably roll the other transfer for next week, because I do plan on using 2 next week to bring in Salah, who will return from after his blank.
Okay, yeah, nice one. So those are what we're looking at, guys. I'm probably going to take a -8, it seems. And Jordan's obviously going to do a free transfer and roll the second one. Let us know what your plans are as well in the chat, guys. Bringing in Saka, Huang, and Gabriel next week. Game week. So Kuka is also saying a -8. Matthew says I also did a -8 last week. So yeah, that's why I'm not actually against taking a -8. It's not ideal, but Neto could pay off, I think, especially with the way Sheffield just conceded 5 today. Douglas Luiz is a player that would allow me take out money from my team to upgrade Salah in any position I want. So I do think I might be bringing in Salah. My plan was to actually go without Salah till game week 30. But now, the way the fixtures have sort of lined up, I may have to bring Salah in earlier. See, Man City could be a tough one for Liverpool. Obviously, we expect that's a big game in the title race. Everton away is usually a tough game for Liverpool and Salah. They don't score many at Everton. But my plan was to bring Salah in here: Brighton, Sheffield, Man U, Palace, Fulham. But it's going to be interesting to see where people go with Salah because he's going to be interesting because his ownership's only 21%. A lot of those managers are probably inactive as well. So yeah, he's the one that I'm looking at in the future. Foden, I'll probably keep him. I think Saka's got to stay in my team as well right now. I think Arsenal's fixtures next few aren't easy. Newcastle, Sheffield, Brentford, Chelsea, City, Luton. Some tough ones in there. But yeah, I think obviously getting Liverpool, Jota and Darwin has just been a big downer for all of us really. They are popular, and having to take them out again after a blank. I didn't mind taking the -8, especially if Jota got a 20-pointer and then Darwin got like a 15-pointer, and then you're taking them out for a -4. It kind of makes it worth it. But now we know they're not going to play really. Well, in Jota's case, it's made it a bit more tougher because we've not got any locked in points.
Yeah,
now we take hits, take them out.
It has backfired that very badly because not just one player, but also Darwin could potentially miss out on his second fixture as well. So that's a double blow for those who brought in both as Liverpool assets and also a kick in the teeth for the clean sheet wipe as well.
Yeah, it's just unlucky. I think one of those ones. Like the planning, bringing both of them in, I think is a good idea. Obviously, good double, but sometimes, obviously, it's sometimes you just do need a bit of luck, and obviously, this week it's not worked out in that regard. Would you go Neto, Hwang, Adingra for Jota? Neto is fine. I think a lot of people are looking at Neto. Hwang is also a good option. Definitely seems to score more than Neto potentially. I think Neto could be more of a creator. Hwang seems to get more of the goals. Hwang obviously went on a streak of scoring a lot of goals early on in the season. Adingra also looking good, and I think Adingra is an option for sure. I like Adingra as a pick. And Brighton's fixtures. I mean, Brighton are not. They've won a couple of games now on the spin, haven't they?
They have won quite a few in that run.
They won against Sheffield. They lost narrowly to Tottenham. They beat Palace. I mean, they've had a bit of an up and down season, but they are up to 7th now, I think. So they are sort of improving. And the next 3 fixtures are actually green: Everton, Fulham, Forest. So for the next 3, Adingra's fine. He does get a bit tricky in 29. Man City, Liverpool, Brentford, Arsenal. I mean, that's tough in March and April. But after that, I think Adingra could be popular for the next 3, and then if you can bench him some weeks. But yeah, he's a good cheap option, I think, at 5 million. Very low ownership, 0.4%. He might be popular like a bench boost if you wildcard and have him on your bench for certain weeks when he's got a good fixture.
Yeah, he's just literally, that was his first fixture back from African Cup of Nations with Ivory Coast because they did win. They went to the finals. They did win, and yeah, it's a good result for Adingra back in the Premier League, scoring the 2 goals. He could have had a hat-trick in that game, but yeah, it was a good performance for him.
He obviously coming away with a 15-pointer, which was great. If you owned him, also obviously, playing well. And I think he's going to get a lot more minutes as well now, especially after the way he played today. But yeah, so I'm at the moment where I've got 7 players, I believe. So, sorry, 8 players. So there's some surgery needed. Porro will be the only thing I'll say with Porro with regards to my team. He should be back for game week 29, right? So game week 29, we know there's going to be a lot of blanks as well. A lot of teams are blanking in 29, and Spurs actually have a decent fixture. So I'm probably going to hold him for 29 when he's got Fulham away, when a lot of teams are going to potentially blank. Not confirmed everyone who it is, but there are teams blanking in 29. So yeah, I think I might keep Porro and just hold him until then, because he's only got a blank and then 2 games. Sorry, a blank and 2 games. So we'll see what happens with Spurs. Any other questions? I think there's a few. Is the Wolves fixture confirmed? Says Matthew. I mean, which one?
Is that do you mean the Sheffield United one, Matthew?
I'm not sure. Also,
Yes.
guys, please do like the stream if you are watching. If you are enjoying the content, hit that like, and also make sure you are subscribed to the channel as well. But yeah, I think those are pretty much the plans. It's just
Yeah.
this game week's been a bit strange. Obviously, a lot of the doublers we had have been injured, and Haaland blanked. Ake lost his clean sheet. Kevin De Bruyne, a lot of people were looking at him. He blanked as well. But
Yeah. It's been a lot of disappointment for double gaming players. Unless you've owned Rodri or owned Tony, haven't really equalised on the double gaming players
yeah, so
at
far,
all, really. Yeah, so far. And yeah, we'll obviously change really because they still have another fixture left. But in
yeah,
terms of the first part of it, it has been quite underwhelming.
yeah. I mean, even Luton. If people had Luton players, obviously Man United put two past them. Some of us had Luton defenders. Some of us had double Luton defenders, and a lot of people went the Luton goalkeeper as well. Didn't pay off. Who else had it? Yeah, Brentford. Obviously, Tony's the only one really that's returned from Brentford. So
And yeah, and out of all the fixtures, he has the toughest one
yeah,
for the double.
I mean, I think Van Dijk a lot of people went Van Dijk. I know Van Dijk did come close, obviously hitting the crossbar in the last minute. Could have easily had a goal. So yeah, it's been a bit. I think a bit unlucky in terms of Liverpool assets for sure. For those that went Liverpool assets. Um, but yeah, Kuka says plan is to roll in 27.
You're in a good position to roll then. In that case, Kuka.
Matthew also rolling. I'm assuming not many Liverpool assets then, because obviously if you've got Liverpool assets, you're gonna have to make transfers.
Yeah, so there are a few people out there that haven't gone with Liverpool either, which I say for us it has worked out so far, and we're lucky, I think, for the way it has gone, because it could have been a completely different story if Jota and
Oh
Darwin
yeah, if Jota is still on the pitch, Salah doesn't come on until potentially 70 minutes. We don't know what Jota could do. Could have got a goal, or and then second game as well. It would be interesting. But now it looks like still interesting to see what Liverpool's front three is, because Liverpool are, as I said, a lot of players are injured. Szoboszlai's still out, Trent's still out. We've got Jota out now. Darwin's got carrying a knock. We know Thiago is still missing. But Bradley is still looking very good. I thought he had a decent game. Right back, Bradley. I think, I think Liverpool are going to go with potentially even you might see Elliott start against Luton, depending on what Klopp wants to do. Because I think Liverpool have to go quite strong. Because the way the league is now, the league is in Liverpool's hands. Liverpool win their remaining games, they win the league. So Liverpool have to play their strongest 11, in my opinion. And then, even though they've got a final 3 days later, I would rather take the 3 points in the league. But yeah, it's been an interesting game week so far. 26. A lot of our teams look bad, especially if you've got Liverpool assets, if you've got Spurs assets that you need to take out. We know Chelsea as well, blank. So yeah, a lot of hits I think will be taken this week. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Anything else you want to cover, Jordan?
I think that's pretty much everything covered for this game week. Obviously, it's not over yet. There's plenty more fixtures to come from Man City, Bradford, and Luton. But yeah, obviously we'll talk through that during when we do the transfer tips a little bit, and obviously when we recap from the team selection video as well and how well the rest of the team has done.
Yeah, we'll be back, guys, on Tuesday for transfer tips ahead of game week 26. Team selections back as well. Let me just check when's the next deadline. It is a Saturday deadline, so
Saturday, yeah.
It's a 1:30 deadline.
So
So
a
it's
little later.
Yeah. So we'll stream at lunchtime on Saturday, next Saturday. So make sure you guys do tune in for that one, where I'll probably be taking a -8. Can you share any future plans or goals you have for your FPL streaming channel or content? Yeah, sure. I mean, we carry on. I mean, we still plan to just carry on doing what we do. Obviously, hopefully, we are getting better at creating more content for you guys. If you followed us for a long time or followed us for a short amount of time, hopefully you guys are enjoying the regular content we put out. 2-3 times a week, and yeah, just carry on doing what we do, doing what we love, just playing FPL. and talking about it with you guys as well. There's a lot more to come as well, hopefully next season, especially a few more new plans, new ideas, but won't reveal too much. But yeah, hope you guys are enjoying it. If you are, subscribe, hit that like button. That's all we ask for, guys. And yeah, thank you guys. But that's it from us. I think we probably will wrap it up, unless you want to add anything else, Jordan.
I think that pretty much wraps everything up. But yeah, it's been a nice stream, guys. Thank you for watching throughout, and we hope to see you in the next one. But until then, take care, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you very soon.